Hello again. Try and help people, and I don't know. I just don't know. Problem in the chase is those people that are really searching want answers. And if those people who are doing videos who are really chasing are supposed to be given information, then it feels like they're going the wrong way about it. And those people that are on YouTube talking about their solve and they can't see that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I asked a simple question. All I wanted was a simple answer. How many questions in the poem? There's only one question mark. No, I just thought all I asked was how many questions do you think there are in there? So let's see how many questions there are in the poem, or the potential for there to be more than one question, even though why is it that I must go might have 10 answers to that one question. All I wanted was, I think there's only one question in the poem, Mario. That was it. So I'll start from the bottom. This is question mark. Now, you have to bear in mind that this is Forrest Fenn we're talking about. He's the person that puts a picture on the end of a sentence as a full stop, or could put the word halt as a comma at the end of a sentence, or could do anything that you would not do. So let's see how many possible question marks are in the poem. Not what you think is a question mark, what Forrest Fenn may have used as a question mark. So the first one we see, take it in, canyon, question mark. And you can't say that it's not, because here it is. It is a fact that that word down means question mark. So Forrest could well have. I don't say that he did. I don't say that I'm Forrest Fenn. I don't say any of the things that you claim that I say. I say, here are facts. Open up your ears, open up your mind, and just for a little bit of time in that life, decide that what if Forrest put a question mark as the word down? So now, forgetting the 10 that might be in why must I go, now there's already 2 question marks in the poem. 2. Possible. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm saying if you choose to open up your mind and think Forrest is so flipping clever, what did he do? There could well be a question mark before you read down. You would read canyon, question mark. And I'm not saying that's what it is. So don't turn around and say that I am. I am saying, what if? This is what it says. This is what I have done. What if that's the case? I don't say it is the case. I don't say I did it. I am saying, what if I could do that? That is exactly what I thought. So I wrote the poem with that in mind. Take it in the canyon, question mark. So therefore, you don't know how far. You don't know whether it's up, down, sideways, backwards. It's just a question mark of how it's taken in the canyon. So here are some words that you will see in the chase that may be of interest if you think, what if? Remember, we're talking about a question mark now. James saw sitting in the saddle. Oh, look, there's a puzzle. Only one that knew that sliding trick. The Achilles heel. Bad news or bad luck. The fence. The yoke. A demerit. Again. Chains. A roadblock. A bump. A bond. A lock. A cross. Oh, we've heard this one, haven't we? But does it mean what you think it does? No, it means question mark. Let go of the ball and chain, the monkey wrench, the red tape, the wall, load, fair cow. I'm not going to go through these because I don't think these are as important as the other ones, but I am going to show you them so you can make your own Mind up. All my videos have been, make your own mind up. This is what I did. Don't care about your likes. Don't care about the amount of views they get. It was just, why are you saying that Forrest Fenn is not honest? Why are you saying all these bad things? Why are you saying that there's only one person that knows the answer? Why are you saying blah, 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 blah? How are you proving it? No one is. I'm just saying, this is my soul, but my soul's right, and you're all wrong. And I'm saying, here, this is what I did. Make your mind up. You know what I mean? But you put words into my mouth, or try to put words into my mouth. It doesn't work. I am not stupid. I may not be the cleverest person in the world. I certainly am not stupid. So get back in, get out. Oh, hot water. Oh, the landmines. Count. Oh, the Joker. Gives you a Joker. Gives you a question mark. Fate deals you 4 cards and a question mark. I wonder. Check the block, the bar. So I'm not going to talk about them and explain them. If you've been in the chase, and if you're a real chaser, you'd have heard all these words. And whether you've been given information that you're supposed to give out, whether you actually believe that the information you were given to help you solve it is the only possible way to solve it, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not bothered one way or the other. I'm telling you, Forrest did something brilliant. And you are either, I can't even say good actors because it's just so crazy, but you can't be following the script properly. Because if you're supposed to help somebody achieve something, you are going the wrong way about it. Now, I don't know how many times I can say this in my earlier videos and now. If you've been wise, it almost comes under, have you been wise? Have you been wise and found the blaze? Have you? If, question mark, question mark. Have you been wise and found the blaze? Question mark. Have you? If you are brave and in the wood, have you? Are you brave and in the wood? Are you? Well, that seems like that's more than one question mark in the poem to me. Now, granted, there is only one question mark that we know of as a question mark, but we are not Forrest. We are not Forrest. I hope everybody heard that. We, all of us, we are not Forrest. In the poem, it says that I am Forrest, but I am saying we are not Forrest. I am not stupid, and I know here and now, I know who I am, and I know the person that I saw on all of those videos, who is a lot older than me and did a lot more than I could ever dream of doing. I'm telling you what I saw, what I read, and what you will see and what you will read. So we have 2 more question marks in the poem. If you've been wise, if you found the blaze. Wow, that's got to be 4. And I didn't ask how many question marks. I asked how many questions. All I had to say was, well, I think there's 1 question in the poem, Mario. I would have gone, oh, okay. Okay, you think there's 1? Even though I said there's possibly more than 1. And that possibly more than 1 question related to the 1 question mark. But hey ho, all things that Forrest is. Oh, I was wondering why David Piazzano did Romulus and Remus. Ah, thriller. Ah, the Gordian knot. Yes, that's anybody's guess. It's difficulty. And my frustration is the frustration that I think Forrest could have been having with me, as my frustration is talking it through again, because really I don't want to. Oh, look, question mark. Why? Question mark. Is it that I must go? Take the chest and go in peace. Question mark. Why is it that I must go? Question mark. Question mark. Is it that I must go? Question mark. Oh, so there's two on that line. Does that mean there's two questions in that line? I don't say that it is, as I say in all my videos. I don't say that it is. I say, oh, look, here's another one. I can keep my question mark where? I can keep my secret where? I can keep my question mark where? Where and hint of riches new and old. So there's another question mark. Potentially. Not saying there is. I'm saying what if, as Forrest told us to think of the what ifs. Look at the big picture. Shift, drift, and adjust. Blah, blah, blah. And each time I say something and people try to put me down, you're not putting me down. You're putting Forrest down. I'm only doing what Forrest Fenn asked me. And I'm saying, this is what I did. This is what I found. And you make your own decision. You make your own decision. These are the things that I found through following the poem. And I'll show you something in a minute. Through following the poem. About the 11th of the 11th of the 11th. Through following the poem. About an auction that will not be the heritage auction. That will be a different auction. Not doing gold. Because it says so in the poem. It tells you what it is, where it is, why. The dare for the war effort will be worth it. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. People get upset when you hold out a helping hand and they see it as something bad. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And now I think, you know, some of the words in the poem may be correct about American searchers and other people holding answers, because it wouldn't be an American searcher. And they're not my words. I am not getting anybody. I'm telling you just what I found in the poem. I found it in the poem. That's what the poem says. And then I think about what happens in the chase. And I think, hang on, the person who wrote this poem may have a point in American searcher. And then that makes you wonder, was it already in the stars? Did Forrest have to work as hard as he possibly could to get a thick person like me to wonder about the what ifs? So I asked the question, how many questions are in the poem? Or how many questions do you think are in the poem? And all I expected was, oh, I think there's one, and blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, I think there's three, and this is why I think there's three. Or I think there's two, and this is why I think there's two. Or I think there could be loads of questions, you know, behind the why is it that I must go? That was the response I would expect from people who are trying to be open-minded, working together. Or it's the response of someone who's trying to force a conclusion toward a stupid person. But either way, you know, I don't want that. I don't need that, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I just had what I considered to be a normal conversation and asking a normal question and not trying to convince anybody of anything. Just wondering if anybody thought the same as I did. That, Forrest said, what if, and a question mark is if and secret and other words that are in the poem. So, factually, whether you believe me or not, factually, there is more than one question mark in the poem. If you choose to put that question mark as the word down, secret, or if. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying that I actually did that. I said I thought of what that could mean. What if? But what if? So there are words in the chase, and they are there for a reason. The only way, said 100 times before, the only way Forrest could have done this and hid this, it's the only way, And the only way, there is a special place that holds all of the memories that follow Juniper Fire. All of it. The only way, the only place is the poem of words that has all of those souls that you all talk about. All of them. So pre-planned souls that Forrest knew about are in the poem. And they all finish in the same place in the poem. So if you had a map, you would end up at that place, all of you. So everybody, according to Forrest, not everybody, because I don't know if everybody's souls ends up in that place, but if your soul ended up in that place on that map, then potentially you're in the right spot, even if you're in a different state. Potentially you're in the right spot. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's what I found. So all of those people, the hand of God, it doesn't matter. Palisade Seal doesn't matter. Mansa and gasoline doesn't matter. In thought doesn't matter. All of those souls, if they end up at that same spot in the poem, then you're right. That's where everybody else has ended up, whether you're in Mexico, New Mexico, or Wyoming or Montana. There is no difference between all of those places. So when Forrest says they're all offered as positive solution or right solution or whatever, yeah, they are. Even the word solution is there. Good solution is there. So I don't know why everybody's fighting. They're all in the same place in the poem. And yet, it's not the chest. It's only the chest that was in the book, which is what Jack asked. Is this the chest that was in the front of the Chase book? Yes. Well, if that was a chest you're looking for, then you can argue till cows come home. You won't get nothing done. If you can try and solve the poem, you'd understand that the heritage auction is about the gold, and the other auction is about something more, and has a reason behind that. So this is what everybody's looking for, apparently. Apparently. And if you understand why this is somewhere else on the 11th month of the 11th day and the 11th hour, then maybe you don't have to keep searching when it loads. I don't know what's doing this. Oh. Neo. Oh, Neo, look. Hi, buddy. So what do we have that is so interesting for everybody in the chase? So Smell the Sunshine had all of the information and knew Forrest so well, and ends up talking to Cynthia. Well, I don't know the history behind it. The day of the find, the day before the find, the day after the find, doesn't matter. He was at Forrest's house, etc., etc., etc. And he put out a video about these people. And he won this bracelet. So this is Fred Harvey jewelry, blah, blah, blah. So what are you expecting to see now? The bracelet. Look at what is on his finger. Can you see it? Now, you can see where this is. You can take the link and you can see it for yourself. If you don't think that's clear enough. If you don't think it's clear enough. So there is a turquoise bracelet. There is an emerald ring. How do I know this is the emerald ring? Well, I know some of you already said it because the poem tells me it is. I don't know which ones I've done. This one. Let's do the new share stuff. Otherwise. This one. This is it. The other one talks about a auction and goes all the way around to a place not even in one of the 4 states where all of the stuff that's missing is being talked about in the poem. Just like you could go around the secret garden and Forrest tells you what is what. So, why do I think this poem is talking to me? Well, guess what? Mario. Mario. So, bits of information that I'm given is telling me that turquoise. So, this is wearing Mario finds Forrest wearing the emerald stone ring and the turquoise bracelet, and will tell it so. I'm sorry, tell about it. Tell about it. How did I know that I could find this emerald stone ring, this turquoise bracelet that Forrest was wearing? Apart from the fact that you get information in chat, apart from the fact that Forrest gave us hints, and it seems that this poem is aimed at me because nobody, apparently, American searchers, will not be able to do this. Not my opinion, what it says in the poem. You can do it for yourself. American searchers. We hold all the answers. Do it for yourself. Read it for yourself. I don't need to tell you. Read it for yourself. What the poem says about American searchers. Not my opinion. The opinion of the person who wrote the poem. So don't say that I say I'm Forrest. I say it says here. It says I am. Not I say I am. It says you are Forrest Mario. Not me. It. It being the poem, special place, the thing that you all ignore that Forrest spent 15 years crafting and building like an architect. I found this information. Mario found, whoever Mario is, Mario found Forrest wearing, and when I say I found, I was told. I didn't find it, but I had to say I found it because I found it, but I didn't find it. I was told it. I was told it would be there. I was told by the poem it would be there because I read the poem and it says turquoise ring, turquoise bracelet, emerald stone ring in a video by who by from Smell the Sunshine. Guess whose video that is with an emerald stone ring and a turquoise bracelet? It's Smell the Sunshines. Did I know that? No, I didn't. I found it in the poem. And Davy B went and looked it up. And there it was. There it was. I didn't say to David B, go to Smell the Sunshine site and find it. This is not my information. This is poem information, which is there for everybody. Those videos are there for everybody. And if you read the poem, it gives you more than one question mark. So, what else does it say? Apart from Smell the Sunshine, this video, that it says Mario finds wearing the emerald stone ring and bracelet, which is turquoise, which is nothing to do with me. I don't say it. I'm telling you, this is what's in the poem. Believe it or don't believe it. I don't care. This is not about me. This is about Forrest. I am telling you what Forrest put in this poem, or potentially put in this poem. No, he put it in the poem. This is potentially what I found. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. This is what I've found. Is it true? I don't know. But I'm telling you, it was predicted more than 12 years ago, just like all the other stuff that's in here, just like a heritage auction with Andrew Alvarado, just like a different auction somewhere else in the United States with a dragon bracelet, frogs, canary yellow diamond, well, other stuff. Diamond necklace, rubies, pearls, those sort of things. I don't find that. I'm not saying that. It's here in this poem, this special place that Forrest put all of this stuff in here. And it's there if you choose to look for it. And if you don't choose to look for it, then I can't help you. And if you don't believe me, I can't help you. I'm not bothered. It's not about believing me. It's about believing that Forrest did something genuine, factual, honest, for a good reason. A reason that was predicted 12 years ago. Helping somebody 12 years later. Helping people 12 years later. How he did it, I don't know. Higher hand, future, alternate reality, remote viewing, forward thinking. I don't know. But Forrest understands the past. He understands the present, and he can affect, effect, predict the future, which is what I've been saying for a while. Stop saying I am saying things that I'm not saying. I'm saying Forrest is doing this. These are the things that I'm finding in the poem. It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm thinking. It's what I'm finding. So I found a person. This person exists in real time, right now, in this world. That is one person out of nearly 9 billion. This poem led me to, that is in the chase, led me to different events that happened in history, that are now history, but were predictions. So in this poem, a video from Smell the Sunshine, here's Forrest wearing a turquoise bracelet and an emerald stone ring. That is fact. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. I don't ask you to believe me. I asked you to believe Forrest. I said, I did not do this. I cannot do this. But the information here is saying, Mario, this is what happened. Mario, do this. Mario, go there. Mario, see this. Mario, look at this. Mario, try this. So let's go to the video from Smell the Sunshine and see if there is a turquoise bracelet and an emerald ring on Forrest's finger. Wearing it on Forrest. Here he is again, down there, same as me, following around the poem. Forrest has it on his finger. So in it, Forrest can be seen, we're seen, wearing his finger, the ring. This is N. The ring. So hang on a minute then. Oh, coincidence. Absolutely coincidence. All of this contiguous, one foot on top of the other, continuous stuff that I find in the poem is just coincidence. Now, you have to admit, if I keep finding all this stuff in the poem, it's hard not to believe it. So when the poem says, Mario, you are Forrest, even though I don't believe it, even though I can't believe it, how does it predict all the things that have been predicted? And no, not just my password, where I lived, the people I know, the people in my family, the things that I've done. My life is in this poem. My life. Now, if I knew everybody else's life, I would know if their life was in the poem as well. But I don't, and I don't care to, because knowing that my own life is here is bad enough. It's hard to believe. I don't ask you to believe it. I find it hard myself. But I'm telling you, Here it is. Now, anybody, I don't care who you are now. Absolutely don't care who you are now. If you don't believe that this has been written 12 years ahead of time to point somebody who believes in a maverick in the right direction, get off this planet now, because you are not human. You are not human. You can't be. That brain inside you cannot be human. This is predicted 12 years ago, as well as the other stuff that's in here. But this is saying, as well as the other stuff in here that I've already showed you, that should already convince you, if you are open-minded enough to believe in a maverick, it should have already convinced you. Forrest knows the end of this chase will be ending when Forrest knows it ends. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing, with all the bullshit that I've heard, that will change that. Nothing. Because it's all written in the poem. It will happen when it happens. Each event will happen when it happens. This video tells you the truth. This video, the one that Smell the Sunshine did. This video that shows Forrest wearing these things that you can see for yourselves when you go to the video on his finger. Another lucky guess? Like Far Too Soon, like In the Lawyer's Office, like the Queen Elizabeth funeral, like the other stuff that's coming up, like the stuff that's already been, like the auctions, 2 auctions. I am sick of people fighting. Absolutely sick of people fighting. I am more sick that in all that you do, if you're part of the chase, how you can't be more positive to make it a more entertaining environment. You don't have to believe me. I don't know how many times I can say it. Watch my videos. You don't have to believe me. I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm pointing out a journey that I take with the help of Forrest Fenn. That is it. The belief is up to you. You choose whether you believe it or not. But I tell you now, absolutely tell you now, I don't care who you are. If you think that I could just make this up because I'm trying to say that I am the be all and end all and I'm the best of blah, blah. No, I'm trying to help people by saying, look, this is what it says in the poem. Why are you worried about the chase? Why are you worried about the chase? Why are you worried about whatever else you're worried about? Why are you arguing and fighting, trying to say exactly the same thing? You're all in the poem here. Most of the souls I hear end up in this place. The gasoline, the Mensa's here. Hand of God is here. The thought is here. The spiritual journey is here. Palisade Sills and Kent and Esther. It's all here. All of it. Now, if you're not really in the chase as a searcher, then be more positive in what you're trying to say the answer is. Because try the wheel, same thing. It's still here. It's all here. All in this place. This is where you all end up. You follow it through and you end up in this place. At the place that Forrest paid for these. At the place where the chest was pulled with the withdrawal, the DTs. It was pulled from there, if it was pulled at all. This is just information, as I keep saying to Davey. Doesn't matter about everything. Stop worrying about who solved this or where the chest was or everything else. It was never about us. Forrest is going to make this happen. He wrote this poem. However it was done. It doesn't matter to me. What matters is making it happen. That's what matters. I don't care about the souls. I don't care about the souls. I'm not trying to push my soul. I'm not trying to push anything. I'm saying here it is. Here it is, the journey that I went on in this poem over and over again. And in this poem, I saw me. You don't have to believe it. So here we are. at the end of TTOC, TTOTC. Here, it's right here. This is ends. This is where we are. This is the ring that Forrest is wearing on his finger and the turquoise bracelet. We are at the end here of TTOTC. And you are here, Bill. This is you, Gorman. Bill is not Gorman, it says, something like that. Can't remember how it was actually pronounced. But you're here, Bill. Street. You're all here. Everybody is here in this poem. Street. You're in this poem. You know, how did you get here? What is the purpose? Bill, you're here. What is the purpose? Dave, you're here. What is the purpose? Barbara, you're in here. What is the purpose? Me, I'm in here. What is the purpose? We're all in this poem, all of us. Now, if you're real searchers, wonder why. Wonder why you are in this poem, and wonder why your soul is in the same place as everybody else's soul. If you're real searchers. And if you're not real searchers, shut up. Just shut up. You know, if you're positive about Forrest, I don't mind. I am not trying to belittle Forrest in any way. I'm trying to say this is a magical thing that he did. And even if it's a magician's trick, it's still magical. That's what magicians do. They do magic. So enjoy what's been done and help it to go in the right direction. Stop making it a negative place to be, because it is not. No one has to believe me. I don't know how many times I can say it. I don't know how many times I can say it. You don't have to believe me. This is just a journey, the same as anybody else, the same as Cynthia Meacham showing you going, you know, to Ojo Caliente or, you know, wherever else, Wind River or wherever they've been. West Yellowstone. It's no different than that, except I am not physically boots on the ground doing those things. I'm in the poem, going from one waterfall to another waterfall. I'm in the poem at Three Waters Mountain, going to Three Forks. But I'm still making that journey. And yes, Bill, I don't know how many times I can say it, you are boots on the ground at the last clue. It says in the poem. Here you are, boots on the ground. Gorman. We're all boots on the ground right here, because this is where our soul ends. Well, most of us ends in this place. But there's more to it than just this place. This place is the poem, and we're all here. This is where we are found. All of us found here. Not to say it's the answer, and it's to say it's the only answer. But that's not what this was. If you wanted this chest, that's all it was about, then you are all correct. All of you. That's what Forrest said. These are solutions. Look, I don't know how many more times I can say the same things. Pretty much, these are solutions. And what sort of solutions are they? Good ones. So, I don't know. I don't know how many more times I can say it. All the information, if you're real searchers or not, is in the poem. And there is nothing that anyone can say, nothing, unless it's Forrest Fenn, that will tell me something different that I don't already know about the locations that we're at. All the information, all of it. Whoever's giving you information, however you're getting information, real or not, I don't care. It's just information that is in the poem. Give me a statement, any statement, and I'll put it in this poem. I'll put it in the poem. It's just, you are all here. This is where your souls end, all of you. Unless you have a soul that ends here, and then it's wrong. Possibly. But again, you could be in New Mexico, you could be in Florida, you could be in Wyoming, in different places in Wyoming. Depending on the map you're using, will depend where you are. It could be in Canada. It could be in Vietnam. Could be in Vietnam. Forrest did something amazing and brought us all along for the ride. And at some point, I hope that somebody would follow in his footsteps. So the contradictions, it's because they're in the poem. And because words contradict themselves. Where could he hide it? Where land is not an issue. In the poem. Is this a question mark? Is this a question mark? Is this a question mark? So, question mark. Is it that I must go? Question mark. Go in peace. So, why is it that I must go? How many answers to that one question? 1 or 10? So, if there's 10 answers, there must be 10 questions. Because if there's 10 answers and Forrest says, well, here's one of the answers, you say, well, why is that an answer? And then the next answer, well, why was that an answer? And the next answer will be, why was that an answer? But if you just use that as a question mark, why is a question mark, if is a question mark, secret is a question mark, and take it in the canyon, question mark. I saw halting. So begin it where warm waters, question mark. Or comma. Or full stop. This word might mean absolutely nothing. What if it doesn't? I'm not saying it doesn't. You don't have to believe it. I'm saying these are your options. These were my options. These are the things I thought. This doesn't mean what you think it does. But it could absolutely mean what you think it does. This could be freeze. This could be, I don't know, confluence or something. It could be burst. It could be, what, I don't know, eruption. It could be, will erupt. It could be whatever you think it is. But it's not about what we think it is. It's about how Forrest built this poem, how he crafted it over the years that he crafted it. How, what if this is a question mark and not a descriptive word? I don't tell you have to believe that. I'm saying you have to think, what if? Because that changes the poem altogether. Begin it where warm waters, comma, and take it in the canyon, question mark. Begin it where warm waters, stop, and take it in the canyon, question mark. Totally different poem. And then you have to factor in the fact that down could mean something totally different. And down means up. And down means left. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to explain the journey that I went on and why people are so against hearing somebody's soul. I'm not telling you to believe it. You don't have to believe me. I've told you 100 times, nearly every video. Don't have to believe me. Don't do these videos for you to believe me. I'm just trying to explain the adventure that I went on with Forrest Fenn in this poem. This forest, this forest, this forest, and this forest. Here he is again. Forrest is here. I'm there. All right, not me, Moira. Moira's there. It doesn't matter. Somebody is there who fits the poem. Tim is here, where I am here. I don't say that you have to believe me. I say this is the information I find. Bill is there. Street is there. You're all in the poem. And I can read about your solve or the solve that you're trying to, put out. Troy's there as well. You're all in the poem. There's nobody that is in the chase that I haven't seen in the poem. Troy, you're in the same place. And you can say, no, 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 no. I'm not saying you have to believe it. I'm saying there you are. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. But there you are. Bill Gorman, you don't have to believe it. But there you are. All of you, you don't have to believe it. You're here. Your souls are here. You are here. It doesn't matter what you think. What you think of me. I'm not trying to make friends. I'm telling you, this is what I found. And if I found it, it means Forrest put it there. So Forrest knows all of these things. Now, what you have to think is, well, what if Forrest has put you here for a reason? If you're real searchers and you know nothing else, and you believe totally in the soul that you have, well, the soul that you have has come from Forrest. The soul that I have has come from Forrest. They are not my souls. They are not my ideas. They are not my ways of working. I am doing what Forrest told me to do. It's nothing to do with me. This is what he wanted. This is what he said. This is how he can make it happen. So stop saying that I'm saying things that I'm not. You lot are here, all of you, whether you like that fact or not. Jonathan Stoof, Tony Barbarisi, Barbara, Douglas, Cynthia, Dal, Toby, Shelley, everybody. Everybody's in this poem. Whether you are working with Forrest or not. Forrest knew at some point in time, you would be here. But Forrest also knew Taylor Swift was going to be in this poem. Taylor Allison Swift. Full name, not just, getting it wrong. Other people are in here. And I don't know if they want their name known or if it's supposed to be about having their name known. And at some point, if it is about having their name known, I will probably see the information that says, Mary, you need to tell blah, 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 just like this. This is about Smell the Sunshine, showing you on video years ago that Forrest wore that ring. And Forrest wrote it in the poem that this would happen. So he gets hold of somebody called Matt DeMoss. Can you find Matt DeMoss in here? Have a look. What does it say about Matt DeMoss? Well, I can see a Moss there. I know there's no M, but it doesn't mean to say there isn't a Moss there. So the information is in the poem. It's always been in the poem. Special place has to be the poem because that's the only place you can hide it where there's not a legal issue, land issue. What if land is not an issue? Well, that's because he drew a map and he told you where it was. Now, if Forrest put it there, he put it there. But he doesn't need to say he put it there. He can just go and get it like he said he would. If you have a disability, let me know and I'll get it for you. So there will be no legal issue or land issue or whatever. Wherever it is, whatever was done, you have to believe it's for a good reason. So, war effort. There, some of the things that were left. Worth the cold. So, gold is worth the cold for the war effort. Which war effort? A war effort that was predicted 12 years ago. So, information in the poem, not mine. Not telling you my information. I'm saying this is the poem. This is what it says. Don't have to believe it. I would, because I've seen what else it says. I know the truth is the truth because the truth is about me. My truth I'm on about, not the truth of the poem. I know the truth about me is true. If somebody told you the truth about you, you would know whether it's true or not. So the truth about me is true. Where I lived, my family, my history, the things that I did, all here. All here. And when I solve the poem, or when I find information, I ask myself, if I was going to do this, if I had any inclination of this, what are the things I would have put in here to prove that I know what this is about? And then I look and there it is. And I think that's not possible. That's not possible because I know, I never did this. I know I never did this. And yet the truth is here for me. It tells me. It tells me about my life, all of my life, not just passwords, not just passwords, all of my life, my family, me, my homes, the things I did, places I went. I cannot think of something and not find it. I try and prove it wrong, and then I stop trying to prove it wrong because, what if I see something that I don't want to see? What if I put in something there that, I don't want to know about? And I say, what if I put it in there? I'm saying, what if I find it? Because everything that I look for, the reasons, it's too much information, but I look in the poem for an answer to the poem. I look in the poem for what other people are looking for, and I find it in the poem. So I was told that Smell the Sunshine put out a video with Forrest wearing the ring. Guess what? It happened. Smell the Sunshine did it. There it is. You don't have to believe me. And when you look at that picture, you don't have to believe me. I don't care. I'm just telling you, this is what happened. This is, as far as I'm concerned, a factual event. Just like Pam coming on and saying far too soon. Just like I've seen the Office video. Somebody going across the Madison. Even the 9 Mile hole solve is here. Even the 9 Mile hole, even the GPS, all of it, everything that's happened in this chase, it's real in the sense that Forrest predicted it. So all of you say it's not real. All of you say that's not the solve. How do you know? Forrest put it in the poem. Has to be a solve. Has to be a solution. It's in the same place. Showed you before. 9 Mile is in here. 9 Mile is 100% in here. How does that get in here? How does it get in here? How does Forrest know 12 years ago that 9 Mile is a solve that people will come up with? Even if it's the wrong solve. So, again, you don't have to believe me. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about Forrest. Forrest is going to make this happen. That is what he said. I believe that is what he will do. There's nothing that anyone can say that will change the ending, in my opinion. It will end when Forrest had planned for it to end. And that's all that we can hope for. That Forrest planned for it to end. I can't find 9 Mile now. I'm going round to the top. There. Mile 9. Guess what? It's just over here. But you have to cross the Madison. You need an oil tree. So, as crazy as it is, it's all predicted by Forrest Fenn. This is where you cross the Madison. This is how you get, oops, sorry. Where's my M gone? Going blind iron. Literally going blind. What is it? Oh, there. How is it possible that Forrest had 4 states, took everybody to the same place, even though somebody was in Montana, somebody's in Wyoming, somebody was in Colorado, somebody was in New Mexico? Gasoline. Bill Gorman's high hand. Well, hand of God, sorry, hand of God. Kenton Esther. Thought. Trying to think of other people's soul. But if they're good solutions, if it's a good solution, it's because it's in the poem. It's in the poem. If it's a good solution. I don't know. I don't know what more I can say. Nobody wants to believe that Forrest did something that wasn't just as simple as beginning where warm water's hot. It was never that simple. And there were more questions than answers, in my opinion. You don't have to believe it. If is a question mark, then, and as I said in my earlier videos, if you've been wise and found the blaze, when you've been wise and found the blaze. So, or have you been wise and found the blaze? If you are brave and in the wood after, take the chest and go in peace. And after, as I have gone alone in there. Well, where do you think he's gone alone in? Where was the only place he was alone? These are the memories, these are the thoughts, these are the, this is the intellect. This is the knowledge of Forrest Fenn. This is all that he is, was, could be, maybe, wants to be, attributed to, blah, 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 blah. Now, you know, Street says, well, he always says, well, but, well, you know, wants to be lost in thought. Well, yeah, it's all here. These are all of his thoughts. This is where Forrest is. And he's going to take that chest. This is a chest full of memories, past events, future events, present events, depending on which point in time you're at. Now, Forrest said, most importantly, well, if I can't take it with me, I'm not going. These are all the treasures you could ever find, all of them. There are gold mines in here. There are sunken treasures in here. There are all sorts of Cleopatra, 7 Cities of Gold, El Dorado stuff, San Lazaro stuff, blah, 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 all of it. Forrest can take this with him, and nobody has the power to stop that. There is nobody on this earth that can stop Forrest taking it with him, even if it was just down on a piece of paper, or if it was so small you couldn't read it. Forrest could take it with him, and there was nobody that could stop him. He could swallow it if he wanted to. He could burn it with him, whatever. It doesn't matter. He could take it with him, and nobody could stop him. So when Forrest asks the questions, those type of questions, you have to believe that Forrest has a real answer, not a make-up answer. So can he take it with him? Absolutely. Can he make it happen? Absolutely. Who believes in the Maverick? Me. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of the answers. Absolutely. To one of the questions. Absolutely. Incredible. Unbelievable. Some of the words in this poem that you haven't read. What was the other word? Oh, there's loads of big words anyway. That, not, supercalifragilistic, not words like that, or anti-disestablishmentarianism, those sort of words. It might be in here. I haven't looked for it, but actually, now that I've said that, I'm not even going to look for it. But now that I've said that, I would have had to prove myself wrong. If things go the way that they have been going, now that I've said that, it will be in here. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. So, for the spirit of Forrest, did you put anti-disestablishmentarianism in this poem just to make me look stupid? I've got to look for it now because that will prove me wrong. It's not information about me. It's just 50,000 coincidences. If I find it, I'm going to be just... Oh. Okay, I'm going. I'm waffling. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. That is not a word I thought I would be looking up. Oh dear. Ciao for now. Take care.